The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a second Super Bowl title in franchise history.
And Tom Brady doesn't pass the torch quite yet to Mahomes, does he? No. Even though
you're looking at the greatest right there.
Oh, Pat, it's been a rough couple hours, like the last 18 hours. It's been rough as a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, especially as a football fan, too. I mean, we were expecting that game to be – no one would have thought it would be a blowout as much as they did. I mean, we were expecting a high-scoring game on both ends. I mean –
expecting a shootout.
No touchdowns by Kansas City at all?
I believe that's like the first time that's happened in Mahomes' career. He hasn't scored a touchdown.
Yeah, and then to lose by double digits on top of that for the first time. I mean, a lot to talk about. Definitely a career-changing game for Mahomes, which...
Well, I don't know if you'd say career-changing. I mean, Brady, he gets ring number 7. He's now officially cemented himself as the GOAT. You can't argue now. There's no argument.
Yeah, I mean, this Super Bowl, I think, obviously it speaks to how great Brady was, and it just goes to show, I mean, Brady was the system. There's no system in New England. But is this a shot on Belichick? Like, was he rooting for Brady to win? I don't know. He's definitely watched.
That's a good point you bring up. Like, I don't know if Belichick was rooting for the Chiefs, because now Belichick, if Brady goes on, he already won one. If he wins another one in Tampa Bay, Bill Belichick might go down as the most overrated coach in sports history, not just NFL history.
No doubt. I mean, Bruce Arians is a good coach, but I mean, he's even admitted at times he's let Tom coach the team. So, yeah, I mean, Brady is the system. He's the GOAT for the reason.
The Patriot way is literally just the Tom Brady way. That's what it
is. It's perfectly put. It's just Tom knows how to win. He's the greatest team winner in sports history, to put it simple.
I mean, he's one of only 2 guys to win a Super Bowl in 2 different franchises as the quarterback. Obviously, the other one being Peyton Manning, who was just inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations to him. But, I mean, this game was kind of a snooze fest.
I mean, yeah, from the beginning, I mean, just field goals for Butker. And then other than that, I mean,
Butker was the Chiefs MVP.
He was the only one who put points on the board.
He kicked a 52-yarder. That's not shabby.
And then
it's not too shabby.
We're expecting Tyreek Hill, that first game against the Bucs, 200 in the first quarter. Where was he?
Oh, I don't know if you had a chance to look. We'll talk about this later, but I blogged recently about the keys to the game, and the Bucs did perfectly on what I said they should do. The Chiefs did terribly. We'll talk about that later in the show, but let's transition on to guys, welcome to episode 35 of Zoomer Sports Radio. We're going to be talking Super Bowl, reviewing, breaking down everything that happened. Pat, we have a shout-out we have to give. We want to thank Jack Thornmeyer for giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And, Pat, if people want to shout out, what can they do?
They can listen on Apple, YouTube, Spotify. Just let us know in the comments. Just please subscribe if you can. And we really need to get those subscribers up. We're about, 250, something like that?
228.
228. Yeah, definitely help the channel, help the podcast. And, we'd really appreciate those reviews. Let us know what we can do better to make the podcast more interesting.
Yeah, couldn't say it better. But, yeah, if you want to get a shout-out on here, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and send us a screenshot of it to the Zoomer Sports Instagram. And we got a lot of big shows coming up. Pat, do you know a guy by the name of Stephen Bardo?
I do. I remember we went to a DePaul basketball game. We got a picture with him. So, yeah, definitely know.
Yeah. Former NBA player, former Flying Illini, current college basketball analyst for Big Ten and Fox Sports. But Stephen Bardo will be joining us on a show very, very soon. So, guys, yeah, the fastest way we're growing is word of mouth. Spread it to anyone you know who enjoys sports. Family members, friends, cousins, everyone you know who loves sports, send them this podcast.
Heck, if you want to even get on your show yourself, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll definitely arrange something.
Yeah, we'll definitely, maybe a live stream. We interact more with fans on the live streams we do. We've done live streams for college basketball, NFL games. We did one for the college football playoff. That was our most recent one. But yeah, make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Zoomer.sports, on TikTok at Zoomer.sports, Twitter. We're just at Zoomer Sports on Twitter. Make sure you're subbed to that YouTube. You can find all of this in our link tree. And Pat, do you want to talk to us about the new website and blog we started?
Yeah, we've actually started a blog page as well. So Andrew put on his thing about, the Cubs signing Jock Peterson
versus Kyle Schwarber. How is that going down?
Yeah, are they going to tank? Or are they going all in? Definitely check that blog out, and more will be coming in the future. Just let us know.
Yeah, we'll link everything in the bio of our YouTube page. We'll link everything. We'll link the website, the Instagrams, and Pat, do you I don't know if you noticed, but we actually have a guy running Zoomer New York now.
Really?
Yeah, AJ Lewicki. He's gonna be running Zoomer New York. He's gonna be our blogger there. He'll probably come on the show sometime. So we're expanding, Pat. We're expanding. Finally.
We're expanding, definitely on all levels. So thanks to him, and as well, if you want a T-shirt or any other merchandise, please let us know. We will make more. And
Pat, we definitely need to get more for that because I have some people that might want a couple shirts.
All right, we'll just let them know. They gotta let us know.
Yeah. Well, let's get into this game. All right. This honestly was probably the most anticipated Super Bowl in recent memory that I can remember. Probably since Super Bowl 50. This is the most anticipated Super Bowl.
I mean, in terms of quarterback play coming into the game, when's the last game that he came even close to this? I try to think in my
Russell Wilson, Tom Brady.
Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. Obviously, you got Eli Manning, Tom Brady, both those times.
I can remember the worst, Colin Kaepernick, Joe Flacco.
Oh, yeah.
That was by far the worst out of them. I mean, you could put Jared Goff on that one. I still can't believe Jared Goff was able to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, now that he's with Detroit, they want him to move off.
Good luck to him in Detroit. Good luck
now
to him in Detroit.
Yeah, now we'll get to see how much of a number one pick he actually is.
He's a bust.
Which I don't
Same thing
think
Carson Wentz.
Exactly. No help, no coach, no weapons. I mean, okay, receivers in Detroit are okay, but I mean, they did get 2 first-round picks. We just got to see how it goes out. He says he wants a new beginning, but I don't think he's going to wish for that.
Not in Detroit.
No.
Like, it would have been better if, he went to Houston or something, because at least, Will Fuller's a free agent. So, the only good thing about Detroit is they got Kenny Galladay. And we don't know what DeAndre Swift can be.
Marvin Jones, solid numbers.
He's an average wide receiver in the NFL, but back to this game, Super Bowl, what was this, 55?
55.
Yep, LV, Super Bowl LV. First of all, the big storylines going in the game. Chiefs O-line banged up. They're all pro tackles, Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz. Both out. Fisher out with an Achilles injury. Schwartz out with a back injury. This really affected the Chiefs' whole offense, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, they had to move. They moved the right guard to right tackle, and then they moved the right tackle to left tackle. It was Mike Remmers, Austin Wiley, Stephen
Nick Allegretti.
Yeah, Allegretti.
Who actually went to Illinois, so one of the few Illinois football players in the NFL, let me tell you that.
Yeah, you got Whitney Merciless, Clayton.
I think that's it. I don't know if Tavon Wilson maybe, but there's not a lot of guys in Illinois.
No, not a lot of guys. But back to this game. We talk about the Chiefs' offensive line. I mean, obviously, even before this game, they had issues. Kelechi Osemele got injured in week 6, I think. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, the Canadian doctor, he opted out.
Yeah.
So just, the offensive line was definitely the reason why the Chiefs lost. But with Mahomes struggling as much as he did in this game.
Whoa, dude, no. I totally wait. I'll let you finish before I rebuttal.
Okay, because Mahomes struggled as much as he did because of the offensive line. That is what Sam Darnold has had his entire career. That's what Mitchell Trubisky has had.
Are you trying to tell me that Sam Darnold and Mitch Trubisky are as good as Patrick Mahomes? I mean, is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm saying that what Patrick Mahomes looked like last night is what Darnold and Trubisky have looked like throughout his entire career. And I think no one ever talks about the beginning that Mahomes had in his career. He got to sit behind Alex Smith for a single season.
Comeback player of the year this year.
Exactly. You're proving my point. A great veteran. He won many division titles. He got the smartest offensive head coach in the league, Andy Reid. He had Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill.
All right. Keep
He
going
had-
because I have a lot of rebuttals coming up.
Bounty
I got
of
a
what?
lot of rebuttals.
So you get all these pieces lined up in the exact place, and that's why he's winning MVPs. That's why he's going to Super Bowls. What did Trubisky have? What did Sam Darnold have? Even Josh Allen. He's making the most of his opportunity.
Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, John Brown. A lot of great. Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs are better than Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is overrated as hell. He is not that good.
Okay, but
He
they
hasn't
got
been good the whole time he's been in the league.
I mean-
He was a terrible top 10 pick.
you go through the Chiefs' weapons and then you go through the Bills' weapons. I don't want this to become an argument of weapons because clearly the Chiefs, they had a lot from the beginning. Josh Allen, even when they didn't have Diggs and they didn't have Josh Allen is the Bills' running game. So he also has to provide that. So he was more valuable in that area too.
I'm
not saying that
completely
Mahomes can't
dissing
play.
Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. They're decent
They have-
NFL running backs.
They averaged like 50 yards. They had one of the worst rushing games in the league this
They're
year.
decent though. They're decent.
Okay, but you looked at like in a lot of games, Allen was their leading rusher. So this is not a shot at Mahomes. I'm just saying what we saw last night was what we've seen from a lot of quarterbacks throughout a lot of their career because they don't have help. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I completely disagree with that take. Patrick Mahomes, Big Cat said it best. Patrick Mahomes played a great game yesterday. It's just
Oh, stop.
every
A
single one
great
of his teammates
game?
on the offensive line every single one of his teammates on the offense let him down, with the exception of Travis Kelce. But hey, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill had a lot of drops that cost the Chiefs. They both hit them in the helmet. Tyreek Hill had a touchdown, crucial in the second quarter, that would have made the game 14-10. He drops that. Travis Kelce, when they were backed up at the 1 yard line, dropped a third down that would have given him the first down. And then Tommy Townsend is a discussion for the other day. But Pat Mahomes, he was running for his life because no one would help him. He was doing all he could yesterday. He played out of his mind for how bad the situation is. You can't put any of that on Mahomes. None of that bad play was on Mahomes. That was all on the Chiefs. He got no help with the exception of somewhat Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill, where was he? Where was Tyreek Hill? He did nothing really the whole game besides like 2 passes where he had a couple of yards. Like 7 receptions, that doesn't show. He was not there. And then Sammy Watkins, once again overrated. McCole Hardman is a 2020-2021 version of Devin Hester. He sucks as a receiver. He sucks. He's a kick returner special teams guy. He's like a Matthew Slater. The Chiefs failed Patrick Mahomes. The Patrick Mahomes did not fail the Chiefs.
While I agree that Tyreek Hill, obviously Travis Kelce, they had some huge drops as well. But there were times where
the game's completely different if Tyreek Hill catches that ball in the end zone. Completely different. And Mahomes is like throwing a sidearm like he's Chad Bradford from the movie Moneyball. He's throwing like Steve Cishek on the White Sox, throwing a completely like submarine into the end zone off Tyreek Hill's helmet.
At the end of the day, when you look at like Mahomes, obviously his offensive line failed him. That's just a given.
Oh, for sure.
He was running for his life. He looked like
every single play he was running for his life. Every single play.
Looked like a lumberjack trying to do a pirouette every single throw. And other times, I thought he was trying to do too much. I mean, you saw
because he had to do too much.
You saw in the
he
two
had to. No one else was helping him.
Away.
Clyde Edwards had 2 nice runs to start the second half, but that's all we heard from Clyde Edwards. CEH was not to be heard from that game.
Yeah, and he didn't have any really big plays. I mean, no touchdown passes. Just a lot of his throws were off target. We got to mention that too. Yes, there were a lot of drops, but
you can't put this loss on Mahomes. You cannot put this loss on Mahomes. And I never want to hear the argument that Mahomes is only good because of his weapons. Mahomes played well last night. His weapons failed him. He's only really got 2 weapons, and that's Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. McCole Hardman, get out of here. Get out of here. He's not a weapon. Sammy Watkins, overrated. Get out of here with Watkins. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I'll get you, but he's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes every once in a while. Le'Veon Bell, He is ancient. He is old in this
Le'Veon
league.
Bell, no. Le'Veon Bell's washed.
Yeah, he's completely washed. He doesn't belong in this league. He belongs in the XFL.
I'm not going to say that McCole Hardman and Sammy Watkins are not just like, I'd say they're still really good weapons, solid pieces on any given team. Like on any given team, I think
They're
that Sammy
average
Watkins,
at best. They're not great weapons everyone's bragging about.
when Sammy Watkins was on the Bills, he was the number one receiver. Like, and they also had like Robert Woods. So they had good options. So at his best, he can be a number one receiver. Same with McCole Hardman. I think he could be, if you took all the
Are
teams.
you calling McCole Hardman a number one receiver? He's
No.
a 3 slot guy at best.
I bet I could name like 10 teams right now. If you put McCole Hardman on the team, he would be the number one receiver.
All right, let's hear it. I want to hear this.
Okay. Jets. Agree?
Right. Jamison Crowder, maybe? Do you put him? Him number one?
McCole Hardman.
All right. I'll give you the Jets.
Assuming Allen Robinson leaves the Bears.
Darnell Mooney played great this year. Darnell Mooney, I have to give it that.
I'm taking Hardman.
Darnell Mooney.
No, not Jacksonville.
They got DJ Shark.
Yeah, I said yeah.
See, you've come up with one that I can agree with you with.
I think the Giants.
Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, Darius Slayton. You think he's number one on that?
We'll see.
I think he's number two, maybe. But Golden Tate's still a great wide receiver. I mean, he's just injured. Sterling Shepard is their number one.
And there's some teams like, the Rams, they could use a speed guy as a receiver.
But he's still not their number one. He's only a number one on the Jets right now.
Okay, the Patriots, he would be the number one.
He's a Patriot type of wide receiver, though. He is the type of wide receiver that fits well in that Patriot system.
Special teams guy?
Yeah, like the Julian Edelmans, like the Wes Welkers, those small guys. Small, speedy guys.
Yeah. The Eagles.
System. So that one I get.
The Eagles.
Do you put him over Alshon Jeffrey? Alshon Jeffrey is a number two.
At this point, I think Alshon Jeffrey.
He has to be a number one because the Eagles have no receivers. They took Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. What were you thinking, Philadelphia? What were you thinking?
They were just trying to be too technical, too.
No, I don't get that. Why? You had You could have taken T. Higgins too. So many better guys. Chase Claypool you could have taken, but Jalen Reagor.
It took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf.
The Eagles franchise, that Super Bowl was a fluke. They won with Nick freaking Foles.
Mm-hmm. Next
we need to get back to the Super Bowl. We got to stop arguing about this Chiefs offense.
Okay.
Chiefs offense.
My point is okay.
Best in the league until this game. Mahomes, I still think he's the best quarterback in the league. You might say it's him or Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen coming at a close 3.
Okay, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Mahomes is not the best quarterback in the league. And here's why. When Mahomes had a completely banged up offensive line, I mean, sure, really maybe a catch that, Tyreek Hill dropped. We saw some plays that, each team had their share of drops. But, Tom Brady looked like
the Chiefs just looked completely discombobulated.
Yeah, and
Mahomes looked like he was on his game, and his team failed him.
No, he didn't. Come on.
His team failed him.
You can't say he played a great game. You can't say he had 0 touchdown passes.
He played a
great game.
He played a good game. I agree with Big Cat on this one. He played a good game. His team failed him. On both sides of the ball.
At the end of the day.
Both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Okay, but
at the end of the day, they lost. No matter who you put the blame on, Mahomes doesn't deserve the blame. I'll say that. Does the defense deserve a blame? Yup. Does the offense deserve the blame? Yup. Does Mahomes? All quarterbacks deserve blame in a loss, but he does not deserve as much as people might give him.
Okay, on the topic of if Mahomes is the best QB in the game, I'm going to give you some quarterbacks that I think if they were on the Chiefs, they could do as good, if not better, than with Mahomes. Russell Wilson.
No.
I think he's the best quarterback in the game in terms of everything he can do.
No.
Russell
running.
Wilson
hasn't been able to win the playoffs
scrambling.
since he won in Denver and lost on Malcolm Butler. He hasn't been able to win the playoffs since. No.
And why is that? Because his team has also failed him. Like you claim Mahomes got blamed.
That was just one game.
He has had Russell Wilson has never had an offensive line. He is almost since the Legion of Boom last Super
DK
Bowl.
Metcalf though, who's arguably a top 5 wide receiver in the league. Arguably.
Okay.
Tyler Lockett, you can argue top 10.
Okay, Mahomes has had Tyreek Hill, a top 5 receiver in the league.
Yeah, but who's
And it's the best tight end in the game, Travis Kelce. What's your point?
It's fair. But like Russell Wilson's not as good as Mahomes. Mahomes put way better numbers up.
Yeah, way better numbers because he has way better weapons. I mean, it's Lockett and DK Metcalf. And the running backs are always injured. There's a lot more that Russell Wilson has to overcome with the Seahawks than Mahomes does with the Chiefs. So
Mahomes
I have to give him a pass.
player though. Mahomes is a better player.
Okay, he's probably Russell
I will
Wilson.
say this. In Andy Reid's system, almost every quarterback would do better. With the exception of like Tom Brady. There's a reason I think because Tom Brady and Andy Reid would probably butt heads.
That's probably true because Tom Brady probably just has to lead his team. But okay, next quarterback. Desean Watson. We know he's a winner. You saw him in college at Clemson. He won a national championship wide to wide, Alabama. So he's a proven winner. And plus, he with that Texans team, worst offensive line.
Oh, terrible.
I mean, the team went 4-12.
4-12. There's a reason
the team
4-12.
Yeah, that's more.
Watson. It was not Watson. I'm going to say the same thing about Mahomes. That was not Mahomes' fault. That was not Watson's fault.
I'm not going to put all the blame on Mahomes, but
you're putting a lot on Mahomes that he doesn't deserve.
No, I know it's the offensive line, but at the end of the day, if we're going to say he's by far the best QB in the league.
I never said that. I think he's up there. It's him or Aaron Rodgers with Josh Allen coming in a close third. Aaron Rodgers was the best player of the league this year. That's why I won MVP.
Yeah.
But arguably, it's Mahomes or Rodgers for best quarterback in the league. You can argue that. You can argue Josh Allen. You can argue Russell Wilson. You can argue Tom Brady at the age of 43 because he just won a Super Bowl. He got his 7th ring. The man might be Jesus Christ. I don't know. Tom Brady is insane. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just saying I've seen Russell Wilson with no offensive line overcome so much. He's won division titles. He's won a Super Bowl. They've never had a good offensive line. And so when Mahomes doesn't have a good offensive line, I mean, we can't put all the blame on him. I'm just saying a little bit is
putting all the blame on Russell Wilson, are we?
No. I'm saying when it comes down to it, when you do have a disadvantage, the great ones can overcome all of that and win the game. I'm not saying Mahomes is all responsible for that. He's definitely responsible.
Mahomes not a great player? You're called the great ones.
No. He's definitely one of the great ones. I'm just saying we can't just say he has nothing to do with the reason they lost.
Nothing went Mahomes' way though yesterday. Nothing went Mahomes' way.
Well, yeah, because he's used to having
a single play.
Yeah, because he's used to having everything go his way.
And if that was Brady, and if that happens to any quarterback, they're not winning. No matter if it's Brady, Montana, Manning, Breeze, it's not happening. If nothing goes your way, you're not winning the game. That's just how football works. That's just how the game works.
Yeah. I'm just saying when it comes down to it, we got to put a little bit on like how much substantially better is Mahomes than everyone else than we say it is. It's just a system. I'm not going to say a system because that would be disrespectful. Mahomes is a great talent. No one's denying it. But
he is Hall of Fame ability written all over. Is he a Hall of Famer? No, we need to see him play. God forbid an injury could happen. But does he have Hall of Fame talent? Yes, he does.
No doubt. I'm not questioning if he has Hall of Fame talent. I'm just saying you can make the argument that some of these other quarterbacks are more profound and more like just naturally they have that it quality more. I'm not saying Mahomes doesn't. I'm just saying maybe some of this Andy Reid system, maybe it could be a little bit of makeup for like his, like if you put Mahomes on like, let's say the Seahawks, how much greater would he be than like Russell Wilson, you know? We'll have to see. But yeah, I brought up Desean Watson, obviously higher passer rating. And then my next one is going to be Aaron Rodgers. I think he could definitely, I don't know what he could have done with that offense against the Bucs in the Super Bowl last night, but I definitely think it would have been. I think he could have provided that it. And then Josh Allen, a little bit too young, but he's been making tremendous improvements every year.
Oh,
so that's just a list of guys that is in contention, because last night we shouldn't think that much. I agree with you that we should not look that much less of Mahomes. We should not think that much less of Mahomes, but
no, we shouldn't.
It should be.
We shouldn't think anything less of Mahomes.
This game might make him a better quarterback because he's had it easy throughout his entire career. And he's had all the support in the world. So how he looks out of this, we'll have to see.
That is a great point. This is like his first test of adversity he's had his whole career. The other one you could argue was his loss to his loss to New England in that 2020 AFC Championship. Yeah, 2019 AFC Championship when he lost to New England because D Ford's dumbass was offsides.
2 feet offsides.
I know. There's a reason he got traded to San Francisco, but you know what? I got to give credit where credit is due. Sarah Thomas, first female ref in the Super Bowl, and shout out to her for being the best ref on that crew because that crew was absolutely terrible. Now, I'm not going to blame this loss on the refs. No, the Chiefs lose anyway without all these bogus calls, but Carl Sheffers, you don't deserve to be calling a Super Bowl. You're like the Angel Hernandez of the MLB. It's time for the leagues to take accountability on their referees and umpires. I'm sick and tired of watching Angel Hernandez blow calls in the MLB, and Carl Sheffers was absolutely brutal yesterday. In the 3 games he's reffed the Chiefs this year, 10-plus penalties on the Chiefs each game. He is so biased towards the Chiefs, so one-sided. It's not even funny. Bogus penalties. Brashad Breeland, that pass interference. Not a pass interference. He tripped. That ball was uncatchable. Tyrann Mathieu in the end zone. Not a pass interference. That ball was in the stands, basically. And that one Tyrann Mathieu, that was an interception. That holding's nowhere near the play. It was a ticky-tacky call. All 3 of those were ticky-tacky. The other calls, I'll give you. But those 3 crucially affected the game, and you can't blame the refs for the Chiefs' loss. And I'm not. What I'm saying is they got to fix this. It was not bad. Carl Sheffers, he can kiss my ass. Terrible ref. I never want to see him. You know my thoughts, Pat. What is your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The reffing in that game was completely disproportional. I mean, obviously they were treating it like
how much did Brady pay them off? How much?
I'd say
did Goodell have a walkie-talkie and Carl Sheffers' microphone saying, "Yeah, do everything to get Brady ring number 7."
I say he gives up his Super Bowl MVP trophy. If you ask me, that's how much it's going to cost.
Rob Gronkowski deserved that Super Bowl MVP. They gave it to Brady because he's Brady, but Gronk deserved that.
I mean, we knew it was going to go to Brady. But
yeah, it was going to go to Mahomes if the Chiefs won, no matter what happened.
There was one play. It was a pass interference. It was like Mahomes threw the ball like 50 yards downfield, and it was clearly a defensive pass interference. And then they called holding on like just the route on like the quick route on the side.
Yeah.
What?
These refs were not good, but shout out. This crew was terrible, but shout out to Sarah Thomas. She had 0 bad calls. 0. Sarah Thomas was the best ref on that crew. I'm not even. Sarah Thomas was the best ref on that crew. She was. And shout out to her. She's a trailblazer in her field. She's one of what? There's only 2 female refs in the NFL? But shout out to her.
Yeah.
She was great last night. And I can't say much better about the rest of that crew.
No, the rest of that crew. I mean, when was the last Super Bowl they did? I couldn't remember.
I don't know. Was that Carl's first or second? I'll look up. I'll look that up. That might have been his first. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because I hadn't seen him.
I like Clete Blakeman. He's a good ref, but most of these good refs are going to like CBS, like Gene Steratore, Dean Blandino. They're leaving because they get paid more.
I wish it would have been Jerome Boger. He's my favorite ref.
Yeah, he's good. Carl Sheffers did the 2017 one. That was
Eagles,
Patriots Falcons. Not Patriots Falcons.
Oh, 2017?
Yeah, Patriots Falcons. You're thinking probably 2017 season.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that was his second one. So, hey, he is 2-0. He's 2-0 in Super Bowls. For Brady's 2-0 in Super Bowls, and Carl Cheffers is the ref. I like Ed Hockley the best, but I think he retired.
I like Tony Correnti's good. Obviously,
Terry McAuley was good, but he retired as well.
Yeah.
A lot of Gene Steratore was good, retired. But all right, we need this. No one wants to listen to us talk about referees because, let's face it, they're boring. But I will say this: this happened more at the end of the game. But how much of an baller alpha move was that by Anton Winfield?
Oh my gosh!
How much of a baller move was that? And that was so entertaining. He just throwing up the deuces in Tyreek's face. That was hilarious. I was belly laughing after that.
And then he gets flagged for it on top of it, which didn't even matter because the game was over by then.
Oh, it was over. But I mean, the only issue I could see people having with that is that he's a rookie.
I mean,
but the fact that Tyreek did it in his face when they faced each other in Week 12 is the funny part.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill did not come prepared. You know, he didn't even have his peace gloves on. I was pretty disappointed about that. But he didn't make any big plays, so guess sucks to suck. But yeah, he's getting what he'd been given to everyone else in the league for years. So it was a great moment. It was perfect.
It was a funny way for the Chiefs to last drive to end.
Yeah, and that's coming from a rookie too, so that just says even more.
Yeah, you're getting balled by a rookie, but I mean, I have another bone to pick with. Tommy Townsend, you suck. All right? I know we couldn't afford to keep...
He muffed so many punts.
Oh, no, I know we couldn't afford to keep Dustin Colquitt, who was one of the best punters, and we had him for like 15 years, because he was too expensive. We need cap space to sign guys like Le'Veon Bell, which I hope his ass is traded. But Tommy Townsend, I have a question for you. Will he have a job in KC next year after his terrible performance in this Super Bowl? First punt. Touchback. Terrible touchback. He has it land at the 6, goes straight into the end zone. Next opportunity, muffs the punt. That should have been a safety or a touchdown there. He should not have been able to kick that. He got saved by that holding. And another shot, and then he absolutely botches the next one. Absolute muffs it. Hits it like a 32-yard punt. Terrible. I don't think he'll be in a Chiefs uniform next year. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely not. I don't even think he'll be in an NFL uniform next year.
Really? You don't think he'll be in an NFL uniform?
If anyone wants to take a chance on him, I mean, Dustin Colquitt was a great punter for years. I think they got to – I mean, if you talk about the best punters in the league, obviously you got Brett Kern on the Titans. Who else?
Thomas Morstead, New Orleans.
Thomas Morstead.
Johnny Hecker, of course, in L.A.
Johnny Hecker, yeah.
Those are the top 3 probably.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Pat, did you see my boy? I'm repping his merch today. Pat McAfee on his show today hinted at the idea that he might come out of retirement. This is big news. On the show today, I was listening before we started recording this. Pat McAfee, the famous punter for the Indianapolis Colts, 2-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro punter, now is known for his podcast, The Pat McAfee Show, on Sirius XM on YouTube. He's got over 1 million subs. Hinted that he might be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer next year.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. He might try to go win a Super Bowl.
Taking over for Bradley Pinion.
He never said, he didn't say Bradley Pinion's a bad punter, but he said he would take the lowest value of money to play with Tom Brady.
So he would still be a backup?
No, he would be the starter. Just he would be making the veteran minimum.
Well, yeah, but he would take his Pinion's job.
Yeah. And Pinion would obviously get a job somewhere else, but I just think that is insane.
Man.
And I would love to see Pat McAfee back in a uniform.
I mean, the Buccaneers right now, they just feel like the block party in the NFL. It just seems like everyone who wants to come back.
Everyone's going to go to Tampa Bay or KC.
It's just an NFL reunion in Tampa, you know? Everyone's going to come back, get their ring, come out of retirement.
I mean, AB and Gronk did it.
I can't imagine how many more they're going to win with Brady. I mean, how many years he's got left, who knows?
I don't know. He's not retiring after what I saw in last game. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the vegan diet.
The avocado ice cream. And no,
You know,
I saw this thing. It was like, Tom Brady, like, does he ever do cheat days? And then he responded with like, yeah, I'll do a cheat day. If I'm craving a piece of bacon, I'll have a piece every now and then. Like, if you consider bacon your cheat day, that's ridiculous.
bacon, that's like some people every day their breakfast.
I know.
Personally, I don't eat bacon every day, but you know what? Chris Jones. I've even found another bone to pick with my own guy, my main man, Chris Jones, who leads that Chiefs defense along with Tyrann Mathieu.
Stone Cold Jones.
What the hell are you doing, punching Ryan Jets? What are you thinking? It's 3rd and long. You punch him right in the face mask. What do you think was gonna happen? What do you think? And I'm so that was a bad penalty that completely changed the tides of the game. What are you thinking, Chris Jones? What are you thinking? Just, their defense is already struggling so bad. And you go, might as well just punch the center. What are you doing? I was beyond pissed off on that. Completely screwed the Chiefs, screwed Mahomes, screwed Reed, screwed everyone else for your selfish act. Because you can't take some smack talk. You can't take it. So you had to punch him and get a 15-yard automatic first down. It's mind-boggling. I was just beyond pissed at that moment because they're still in that game at that point. They're about to get the ball back, and you do that. Sorry, Pat. I am beyond. You've got me going. You've gotten me going today a lot.
No,
I Mahomes. You got me going. So I'm up. I'm here. What else? Keep firing shots. I'm ready for it. But Chris Jones, you're clearly not ready for shots to be fired at you. But hey, man, we'll get him next year. Still love you, bro. One of the best defensive linemen in the league. But man, he might need some thicker skin.
Yeah, that was not a good call.
Absolute brutal.
Horrible call. It just left me speechless.
What was running through his mind that it's a good idea to punch someone in the Super Bowl?
God knows what. I have no idea. It was just horrible timing, horrible judgment. That's pretty much how the Chiefs. I mean, and then Tyrann Mathieu.
Him and Brady were going back and forth.
Why was Tyrann Mathieu smack talking Brady? What did he do?
I don't know. Because, there's been a whole mess on Twitter. Tyrann Mathieu's been saying stuff and deleting tweets. I don't know what's going on there, but bro. Brady's the GOAT. Come on now. Come on, Tyrann. What are you? You're a 3-time Pro Bowler or something. 4-time Pro Bowler, maybe.
That's not going to faze him.
No. Tyrann, Honey Badger, come on. Just chill out. Get your head back in the game. I know you're pissed that you got bogus on an interception. That was an interception. I was pissed too. Refs screwed you there. We get it. You got to move on. You can't take your frustrations into the next play unless you're going to hit the living daylights out of one of the wide receivers and force a fumble. You got to do better. This is a growing game for the Chiefs. Still a relatively young team, besides guys like Travis Kelce, who are in their 30s. Still a young team. It's definitely a growing period. It's definitely there's some growing pains that happen in this game. There's definitely some growing pains that happen in this game.
I mean, if they're gonna look to the draft and use the picks that they got, I say they go corner, linebacker.
Defense, for sure.
That's probably where I'd go first. And then maybe late round. I mean, if you think that Sammy Watkins and McCole Hardman, if they don't want to, I mean, I doubt they're going to move off of them. They'll definitely keep them.
I don't think they will. I think they'll keep them because they're league average. They're decent wide receivers, but they're nothing special. I've heard people thinking about telling me how good Sammy Watkins is. Sammy Watkins has not been that great his whole career.
They weren't going to sign Sammy Watkins because he signed for less money just to stay, because he just wanted to stay with the Chiefs.
Yeah, because he wants to win, because you will win.
He wants to win, but he himself.
Sammy Watkins is completely crazy. Have you seen some of the conspiracy theories he's talking about? I think he's in a secret society.
What has he said?
I don't know. Here, I'm pulling it up right now. Sammy Watkins. Yeah, what Sammy Watkins believes. I'm pulling it up. We'll get there in a minute. trying to think of. He senses evil. Whatever the hell that means.
Wait.
Senses
He
evil.
senses.
He senses like in the air, like bad spirits near him.
Is this the new Sam Darnold ghosts?
I don't know, but if Sammy Watkins was in Salem, Massachusetts during like the American Revolution, he would have been stoned for being a witch.
Yeah.
If you're making claims like that, that's what would happen. He literally would have, if he was in the Salem witch trials, he would have been called a witch. That's what happened. Like evil spirits. I don't know what's going on there, but you know what? He's a decent wide receiver in the NFL. I'll give him that. He's a decent wide receiver.
He's a solid number 2, I'd say.
Solid number 2. I would agree. What is going on with my mic right now? But going back,
Just sounds like an enigma right now to anyone. Like all these conspiracy theorists, Sammy Watkins being one of them. It just makes him more confusing as a player.
What was Andy Reid thinking at the end of the second half, calling those timeouts? You saw what Brady did.
Oh yeah, at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, you saw what Brady did to Rodgers in the NFC Championship, scoring to put them up by even more at the end of the second half or at the end of the first half. What are you doing? What are you doing giving Brady time? You go into that, you're still down by 1 score. Now you're down by. It was a terrible call, terrible decision. I'm sure that call was like PTSD for Eagles fans because Andy Reid has been known as like not the greatest game manager, and that's clearly was the case in that situation there.
Yeah, he's more of a coach. He's not he's all not great strategically, like you said. He's just got Kansas City. I feel like if they get in a close game, it's a lot more difficult. They win because they play better from behind. We know that they do. And I thought we were going to get another one of those last night in the second half because, if they were down 10 points, I knew it wasn't going to be over. But
yeah,
they just didn't have the best day. Just did not get off on the right foot.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I don't want to say they weren't prepared, but Todd Bowles, they were not adjusting what Todd Bowles was throwing them on the defense. And Ndamukong Suh continues the persona of him being an absolute asshole with that roughing the passer penalty, absolutely jawing Patrick Mahomes' neck straight back. That looked gruesome. But
yeah.
Suh's been an asshole his whole career with stepping on guys where he was kicking guys up in Detroit. Suh might be one of the most hated guys in the NFL. Not because he beats you, because he's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's just a dirty player in general. That's why he's been on 4 or 5 different teams. And
Miami, LA,
Detroit.
Yeah.
And
right there.
Yeah, it was just a combination of the worst offensive line possible for the Chiefs combined with the best linebacking core.
The best front 7 in the NFL. Shaquille Barrett, Devin White, Ndamukong Suh, Levante David,
Jason Pierre-Paul,
JPP, and
JPP.
Vita Vea, whoever.
Vita Vea.
Yeah, Vita Vea. Great front 7.
So that's what I'm going to give credit to the Tampa Bay defense. I can't all put it on.
You can't put it all on Brady.
And
you can't.
It felt like a home game as it definitely
was a home. It was a home game.
Well, no. It was
a home game.
It was a home game, but it really did.
It was a home game.
It literally was, but looks like Kansas City just didn't travel well enough. But yeah, not much to say. Mahomes just got off on the wrong foot. It started from the beginning. They just weren't hitting the big plays at the beginning of the game, which they usually do. And
for sure.
Since that, they just didn't have it last night. But do I think that Mahomes is going to win at least another? He's definitely going to win more Super Bowls. We know that
for sure. I think I've gone on the record saying this. I think Mahomes will get ring number 2 within the next 3 years.
But I do think he doesn't have as much time left as we think because he did sign that massive contract. 10-year,
but
5.
With this core, I'd say he has 4 years max with this core.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep everyone.
No,
and plus
old in 2.
Yeah, they're gonna get old.
Because if you remember
That's
Brady, he won 3 Super Bowls with his first core. Then there was like a good 6-7 years that he didn't win one, and then he got back with a new core of like Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, but it wasn't those earlier guys like Kevin Folk and like that team.
yeah. The two things in the NFL that I think are important. One, you can't pay running backs because it's the most replaceable position in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what Spencer Ware was able to do when Kareem Hunt got cut.
Yeah.
He was serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw, DeMarco Murray when he was on the Titans. He retired. He was a top running back in the league. Derrick Henry comes in, and now he's the best in the league. So
one of them. I mean, you could put McCaffrey.
Yeah,
up there, or
you could debate. You could debate what you mean by running back, but yeah, I just think. And then the second thing is, as a quarterback, like for Dak, I never understood with Dak Prescott. If you want to win, if you're asking for all this money, and you want to win a championship, why would you be asking for all that money? Don't you want to keep Zeke and Amari Cooper?
If Dak Prescott wants to win a championship, he goes to Indianapolis. That's the smart decision, but he clearly wants the money more.
I would not be surprised if they traded him this year because
Colts
still need a quarterback. That injury might have cost him the big check.
I don't know. He's still a good quarterback. I mean, fringe top 10. I wouldn't put him in the top 10, but I think he's good enough to take you to the Super Bowl.
I would say if you
smart, he goes to Indianapolis with that running game, that O-line, the great defense, and they will sign another wide receiver.
I would say if you take every quarterback in the NFL and divide it into every starting quarterback in the NFL and divide them into 6 tiers, I would say that Dak is on that second tier. I think he's that talented. Not a tier 1, but
for sure not.
Very, very, very good.
Mahomes, Allens, Wilsons, all those guys. All right, Pat, did you I have another this is actually funny. I thought the most entertaining part of the Super Bowl was when the fans started running on the field.
Oh my gosh, talk about that.
He had more yards than any play the Chiefs offense had.
Just pulls his pants down and then it's just getting chased around by two.
Did you see he got decked at the 1 yard line by security?
The security,
they went boom. Bro, have you heard Kevin Harlan, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard his call on the radio? Have you heard it?
I have not. I heard the one he did with like a lot of his calls. Yeah.
All right. I'll give you a little context here. I'll play it in a minute. But Kevin Harlan, famous NBA, NCAA, and NFL radio broadcaster. Well, obviously he does NBA and NCAA on TV, but very famous guy. He does 2K. He does NBA 2K, those games. And he has a very iconic voice. You'll know who it is the minute I play it. But he said, "Be a man," and it was absolutely hilarious. As Kevin Harlan, when fans run on the field, he goes like, "End of the 30, 25-20, he's going for the end zone." He calls it like it's a football game because that's just Kevin Harlan being Kevin Harlan. So here's the clip. It's probably one of the funniest things you'll hear today, one of the funniest broadcasting clips. And I'll play it for you right now.
Down 20, 5:03 to go. Someone has run on the field. Some guy with a bra. And now he's not being chased. He's running down the middle of the 40. Arms in the air in a victory salute. He's pulling down his pants. Put up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. He's being chased to the 30.
Pull up your pants, my man.
From the security guard, the 20, down the middle of the 10, the 5. He slides at the 1, and they converge on him at the goal line.
Be a man.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
Pull up.
Oh my gosh. I know. I saw something similar to that. It was when the black cat ran onto the Giants field for the Monday Night Football game.
Oh yeah.
And the cat rumbles into the end zone.
Kevin Harlan does that when anything happens like that. But pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man. What a line from the legendary Kevin Harlan. What a line.
It'll never get old.
And then
I'll have to see that play live.
I always get annoyed that they never show it on TV. I always get annoyed because it's always funny watching them get absolutely rocked by security.
Yeah.
Absolutely rocked.
I mean, what was going to happen next? They'd have to cancel the game because who knows, that guy could have tested positive for COVID, and then they'd be like, "Oh, we have to cancel the Super Bowl." But no, they did that.
Here's another. I want to bring attention to this. Jackson Mahomes might be the most out of place person in the universe. Jackson Mahomes is in a bizarro world. Like, what the hell is? Why is he dancing after he lost the Super Bowl on TikTok? You know, Jackson Mahomes would be nothing without his brother. If you look at his first TikTok that went viral, it was him bragging about being brothers to Patrick Mahomes. And Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports said it best. He was bragging to Mahomes with his Brady shirt on because Brady won ring number 7. And why are you dancing? You lost. You're so out of place on that one, so out of touch. You're at the damn stadium. Why are you dancing? You lost. What are you trying to be, Juju Smith-Schuster?
It's probably who he wants to be. I mean, it's
God,
Jackson.
Mahomes is so out of place. Jackson Mahomes.
What is he doing? I mean, just the TikTok dances, and he's been in a coma probably his whole life. Either that, or he just got hit in the head with a frying pan. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
I don't understand. I don't get it. I have no words for this one.
It's just so out of place, so out of touch. And he has beef with Dave Portnoy because Dave was joking because of a blog Portnoy wrote 4 years ago about how they left Gillette Stadium because fans were trash talking them. They felt threatened.
About 4 years ago. What the hell is he doing?
I don't know. Mahomes wasn't even famous then. Jackson.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't know. Just that whole thing, bizarre world. Mahomes in a bizarre world.
He has no sense of reality. None. Zero. Not even, I don't know, not even a hint of that brain functioning. There's not even a spark. There's nothing going on up there in reality. He lives in a bizarro world, and I don't know what that world is. I don't want to be part of it, to be honest.
Pat, what was your thoughts on that hot garbage, which was known as the Weeknd's halftime show?
Oh my gosh. The Weeknd, I thought I was not a huge fan of his music in general.
I like Frank Ocean better, personally.
Yeah. But I thought he was going to be a good halftime show. I really did. I thought he would be good live.
I mean, he sunk $7 million of his own money into it for that.
But I mean,
terrible.
Dude, he didn't even know what he was doing. I mean, he was walking around with all his masked
in his gold room and
in his gold room.
It was terrible.
So many memes would be made out of that. It was insane.
Yeah, I saw a good one. Jed Hoyer looking for Tom Rickett's secret money.
Yeah, we could go all day about the memes that we saw from that. But yeah, he just didn't even know what he was doing. I mean, it was that bad of a show. I feel like with the Weeknd, he doesn't have enough songs to do enough good songs to do a full Super Bowl show. I mean,
the halftime show was did he have any guests with him? Was it just him? I wasn't totally watching because I was on my phone. I was recording a TikTok that I posted yesterday on the Zoomer account, but it was just I don't know, maybe you Jackson Mahomes up there making TikToks, that might have been better.
Who knows? I couldn't see who else was with him.
I don't think he had any extra guest.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I don't think he had normally when Coldplay was up there, they brought Beyonce and Bruno Mars, but I don't think they.
Yeah, he didn't have any special guests.
What was that?
Yeah.
He didn't have any special guests. I don't know if that was due to COVID. You know what? You gotta give it you gotta give him a little break that he has to try to do this social distance everyone. But it was atrocious, that halftime show.
It's horrible.
I'll give it. I'm not a Weeknd fan. Definitely
Yeah.
more on that. I'm definitely more on the Frank Ocean train. Out of that kind of music genre, that soft pop. But I didn't like it.
I'm not a huge fan. I usually don't watch the halftime show, if I'm going to be honest. Obviously, 2
I
years
had it
ago.
on mute because I was filming a TikTok for the
Yeah.
for the Zoomer account.
2 years ago was,
What was 2 years ago?
Travis Scott was pretty good. Other than that, I mean, Bruno Mars was, 3 years ago?
Bruno Mars is in New York, I think.
Wait, okay, last year was Shakira. 2 years
Oh,
ago.
that was a good one. Shakira
Yeah,
and
that was
J-Lo.
good.
That was good.
Yeah. Travis Scott 2 years ago.
Travis Scott was okay, I'd say.
I definitely think that one was more hype than all the other shows.
But Travis Scott, the thing is, like, they find people like Travis Scott is so, like, millennial and younger. Like, it only hits like half of like the reach of like your intended audience. Like, you only hit half of that. Like, maybe not even. Same thing with The Weeknd. Like, what 40-year-old person listens to The Weeknd?
That's true. Like, his music is just so centric. Like, and like a lot of his music.
Like, at least Beyonce and Bruno Mars appeal more to a wide range of age groups.
Yeah, like Travis Scott, it's just like some of the songs transition from like one part of the song to the other. It's just like so. It's like he doesn't know how to blend the music together. It's just
Pat. It was Maroon 5 and Travis Scott.
Oh,
So that makes more sense because you hit a wider variety of and your intended audience. You get Maroon 5, you get Travis Scott, you get a pop artist, you get a rap artist. That makes more sense.
yeah, that actually makes sense for a wide.
Yeah, like when you had Bruno Mars, a pop, Coldplay, a pop rock alternative band, Beyonce, another pop star. But like those are all like famous people everyone knows. They've transcend the music world. Those three artists.
Yeah. If I had to give the show last night a rating out of 10, I would give it a 6.
Oh, I would go lower. For sure. I'd go lower.
I wouldn't say the show was horrible, just nothing special at all.
It just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Here, let me turn this phone off. I'm back. Sorry about that. It was just annoying me. All right, I'm back. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. But, I mean, the Super Bowl definitely won't go down. It will go down in history since it's Brady getting number 7. He has more rings than any other franchise.
It's
insane.
Unbelievable. I mean, there's no debating at this point. You can't say it was
There's
the
no debating. No debating.
You can't. I mean, last year you could have said it's the Patriot system, but I mean, he in New England. Let's not act like he had nothing to overcome. Yes, he had the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick, but
he had to overcome Bountygate, Deflategate. Deflategate was a sham. Was a total sham, total setup by the league.
No, Deflategate goes nothing against Brady. He had nothing to do with that.
Deflategate, no. Deflategate put 4 fine people in jail, and by fine people I mean Dave Portnoy, Gaz, Feidelberg, and Hank. the Brady 4 the original Barstool guys. 4 fine people in jail. Roger Goodell, that was your fault.
Yeah. But what he did have to overcome with the Patriots was not Bill Belichick, the coach, Bill Belichick, the GM. He's always lousy at the draft. They haven't drafted a skill position player on the Pro Bowl for offense since Gronk. Wes Welker, like 8 years ago.
Randy Moss is his best of all time.
Well, Randy Moss is the best receiver, but he was a free agent.
Yeah.
So you can't count that as a draft pick.
Same thing as like Brandon Lloyd. He was a good receiver, but he was free agent.
So that's why Tom Brady was just like, hey, I'm out of here if you can't support me. Like, he didn't want to stay with that level because, like, Tampa Bay's offense is a lot more fun because you got Evans, Godwin, Brown, Gronkowski, Brait,
Jones, Fournette.
It's just it's unbelievable what they got compared to New England. It's night and day.
I mean, I think this is the difference between Brady and Rodgers. Rodgers, I feel like his franchise hates him. His franchise treats him like he's Phillip Rivers, like trading away all these guys. Like, who is he? They drafted Jordan Love, for God's sake.
Why are you trading up to draft Jordan Love if you weren't even going to start him immediately? Like, they haven't even mentioned a plan for him. He wasn't even on the active roster this year. He didn't even suit up.
Yeah, it was Tim Boyle as the backup. I don't know what was going on
No,
with that.
Tim Boyle's probably like a grocery store clerk or something like that.
That's what his name sounds like. But
It does.
He's only thrown. There's one first-round draft pick that Aaron Rodgers has thrown a touchdown to, and his name is Mercedes Lewis, tight end. All of his best weapons have been diamonds in the rough. Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, like
Aaron Jones,
Aaron Jones,
Randall Cobb.
Robert Tonyan. No one knew who he was before the season.
I did not know who he was before this season.
Nobody did. He's a beast. But maybe if he leaves Green Bay, he's not a beast because Aaron Rodgers makes everyone better.
I mean, as Bears fans, we all hate the Packers.
Rodgers sucks.
But like, I at least like.
I have respect for Aaron Rodgers. I have respect for Tom Brady.
Yeah, I have respect for Aaron Rodgers. How he was playing this season, it was undeniable what he was doing, obviously, to win MVP. But I lost respect for him a little bit in his press conference when he lost to the Buccaneers. Like, oh, yeah, dude, I don't know if I'm going to be playing here next year. Shut up. You know you are. You know they're not going to move off him. You got like 3 years left. Yeah, you got 1 year left on your contract, but come on. They're not going to move off you just for one game. He looked phenomenal during the entire season.
You know what? I disagree with you on that take. I think he has the right to say that because of how poor the franchise has treated him. He is literally a top 5 quarterback in NFL history, and he's getting treated like he's Eli Manning or Phillip Rivers. No, not even Eli Manning. He's getting treated like he's Phillip Rivers or I don't know who's another just like okay quarterback, but he's not
Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning.
Okay quarterback. They were decent, but like nothing special. Like he's getting treated like he's Ryan Tannehill.
Like long career, but nothing stood out.
Nothing special. Yeah, he was.
I can't say Kirk Cousins because they greed Kirk Cousins. They give him everything. He's like the spoiled kid because like he always gets the big contract.
I mean, he's from Barrington, so like he's been spoiled his whole life.
That's true. Oh, Carson Palmer could be another situation.
Oh yeah. Totally agree. Great pick. I mean, Carson Palmer did win a Heisman though, but that means nothing in the NFL. But Pat, best commercial that you saw. Best
commercial. I'm gonna have to go with the I forgot exactly what the commercial was, but it was Juju. Juju was on the shark. I'm pretty sure. I forgot what kind of commercial that was, but that was a sick commercial. It had like the animated. It was really cool.
I like the Matthew McConaughey commercial is pretty good. I liked the Dorito one with Matthew McConaughey when he's like Flat Stanley in that.
Oh, that was good too.
General Motors had a good commercial. Will Ferrell. State Farm had a good commercial. The Drake curse lives on. Drake from State Farm. Paul Rudd, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. They're in this commercial. Drake, Patrick Mahomes. Drake curse lives on. Man, if only Tom Brady was in that commercial.
If only.
All right, Pat. A great show. I think we're gonna wrap it here.
Yeah. I can't really know. I don't really think I could say it's been a great Super Bowl, but definitely a lot to talk about. And
oh, for sure.
Definitely goes to Brady's legacy and I would say Belichick's detriment. But Mahomes,
especially if Brady wins one more, Belichick is done. He's going to be the most overrated coach in sports history.
Yeah, and definitely not all Mahomes' fault. A lot of it goes to his offensive line, but definitely a little bit of a mind shift thing for like who really is substantially the best quarterback in the NFL. Definitely something to talk about. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got.
Yeah, I got nothing. But Pat, plug us your Instagram to go follow you.
My Instagram is Patrick_Adduci 211. Go on and follow that. And also follow. Yeah.
I'm Andrew Moody __. Go drop a follow there. Make sure you follow us at Zoomer.sports on Insta. Pat, what do they need to be subscribed to?
They need to be subscribed to the YouTube,
the Apple, Spotify, Twitter,
Everything.
TikTok, everything.
Follow.
Even on anyone we don't mention, try to find us. Oh, the blog.
Yeah, definitely. That's
No.
in our link tree. Just we'll link it in this video on the YouTube. So if you're listening on Spotify and Apple, just go to the YouTube. It'll be linked there. It will be in the link tree and any of our other social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's all there. No need to check it. Or you can just look up zoomersports.wordpress.com.
And let us know what we can do to make our content more exciting for you to enjoy.
Yeah, just comment on the YouTube. Send us DMs on Instagram. We're open to all sorts of feedback. But this has been a great episode. Pat, final thoughts.
It's been a great show. Can't wait to get back to the next episode. Who knows when? Looking forward to a show with guest appearance Stephen Bardo.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. And hopefully we get in a show sometime soon. So it's been a great show, and we'll see you all later.
My final thoughts are Illinois is ranked number 6 in the country. We're back, baby. We're back. We didn't talk any college basketball because this is not a college basketball episode, but thanks for watching. We might hit you with a college basketball episode soon, so make sure you turn in those notification bells on that YouTube. Make sure you got them turned on and subscribed. But this has been the Zoomer Sports Radio. Pat and I, we thank you for listening. We will see you later.